The Volkswagen Mk6 TDI, renowned for its reliability and low operating costs, stands out in the automotive market. However, like any car, there are some nuances and intricacies that warrant attention. Despite its reputation for dependability, the Mk6 TDI has gained a bit of notoriety for certain issues. So let's dive into the essential practices to ensure that your Mk6 TDI runs smoothly for years to come. Fuel additives. One of the most recommended practices for Mk6 TDI owners is the regular use of fuel additives. These additives not only enhance lubricity but can also contribute to improved mileage and power. While there are various products available, the consensus emphasizes the importance of incorporating additives into your maintenance routine. I've tried a handful of additives myself, but I've yet to see a huge variation between them. Personally, I typically use power service, but I'm seeing about switching to hot shots. For convenient transport of power service, it's advisable to transfer the additives into a leak-proof container, especially considering the unpleasant odor when spills do occur. I opt to use the Liqui-Moly Super Diesel additive bottles. For the 14-gallon tanks on the Golf and Jetta wagon, you need between 6 and 11 ounces of power service additive. That's perfect for a mostly full Liqui-Moly bottle. The Liqui-Moly additive isn't cheap though. It takes one whole bottle for one tank, or about $10 of additive. With power service, this is about $3 per tank. With hot shots, it'll be 1 ounce per 12.5 gallons for the double dose. So for the 14-gallon tank, you're nearly spot on with 1 ounce. At the current prices, that's barely over $1 per tank. I'll have a handful of options linked below, as well as some additional reading should you want to do your own research and make a decision that way. Fuel quality. The engine's performance, efficiency, and longevity heavily depend on the quality of the fuel it receives. Using subpar or contaminated fuel can lead to a myriad of issues, ranging from decreased fuel efficiency to catastrophic fuel pump failure. To keep your TDI running, it's imperative to prioritize fuel quality at every fill-up. Opting for fuel from reputable stations is a fundamental first step in this regard. These stations typically have higher standards of fuel storage, handling, and distribution, reducing the risk of contamination. One strategy I use to keep fuel quality at top shape is to stop at stations frequented by truckers and other commercial vehicles. These stations receive frequent fuel deliveries, ensuring a fresh batch of fuel with minimal chances of contamination or degradation. By aligning with the preferences of truckers, who also rely heavily on fuel quality, you can significantly mitigate the risks associated with a bad tank of fuel. Regular oil changes are paramount for maintaining the health and performance of a Mk6 TDI. Using a high-quality oil that meets the VW 507 specification is not just recommended, it's essential for ensuring the longevity and efficiency of your engine. The 507 specification oil is factory approved for Mk6 TDIs, meaning it meets the requirements set by Volkswagen for optimal engine protection and performance. It's specifically formulated with the right additives and viscosity for these engines. There's a lot of reading you can do on this, but to keep it simple, Liqui-Moly, Rowe, Motul, and Mobil 1 seem to be the best of the bunch. Oil changes are recommended every 10,000 miles or every year. Although the 507 specification oil may come at a higher price point compared to common diesel oil like Rotella T6, it's a small investment compared to potential costs associated with engine damage and premature wear. Fuel filter changes are a critical aspect of maintaining any diesel engine, especially for vehicles like the Mk6 TDI, which are equipped with a Bosch CP4 high-pressure fuel pump. These are notorious for spontaneous failures. Regular fuel filter replacements not only help engine performance, but also contribute to the longevity of crucial components like the fuel pump. By the book, fuel filter changes should be performed every 20,000 miles, although some owners prefer to do this with their oil changes for added convenience and peace of mind. Performing a fuel filter change requires access to diagnostic tools such as VCDS, OBD11, or alternatively a 12-volt jumper for the auxiliary fuel pump to reprime the system. I'll have more info linked in the description about all of this though. And some do this service without those tools, though opinions are mixed on that. The timing belt replacement is a critical maintenance task for TDI owners due to its interference engine. This means that if the timing belt fails, there's a risk of serious internal engine damage, making on-time replacements essential. The recommended interval for timing belt replacement on the Mk6 TDI is 130,000 miles or every 10 years, whichever comes first. However, many gurus advocate for a slightly earlier replacement around the 120,000 mile mark to ensure an extra layer of safety and peace of mind. During the timing belt replacement, it's also advised to replace the water pump and any tensioners associated with the timing belt system. While these components may not have specific mileage recommendations, replacing them along with the timing belt can help prevent potential failures and ensure the overall reliability of the engine. I mentioned this part earlier, the Bosch CP4 pumps. When these pumps fail, they have the potential to send metal flakes into the fuel system, compromising the injectors, lines, low pressure fuel pump, etc. Fixing the aftermath of fuel pump issues can be costly and time consuming, often requiring extensive cleaning and expensive part replacements. However, there is a solution to mitigate damage in the event of a CP4 failure in the form of a bypass kit offered by White Bread Performance. This kit is designed to trap metal shavings from a failed CP4 pump, preventing them from circulating through the fuel system and causing further damage. By installing the White Bread Performance bypass kit, you can essentially safeguard your fuel system against pump failures, significantly reducing their repair cost should your pump fail. Swapping the CP4 pump for a CP3 pump is also a viable option for Mk6 TDI owners. The CP3 pump is renowned for its reliability and durability. The conversion process typically involves installing a kit that allows for the adaptation of a CP3 pump during the timing belt replacement. While these kits have additional costs up front, they offer significant long-term benefits by addressing one of the most prevalent concerns with common rail TDIs. The CP3 pump has a proven track record. Moreover, opting for a CP3 pump opens up opportunities for running higher power tunes for bigger performance gains, assuming you have the other supporting mods. Although the conversion process and associated kits may require a substantial investment, the peace of mind and added performance capabilities they offer justify the expenditure for many Mk6 TDI owners. By proactively addressing potential fuel system vulnerabilities, you ensure that your vehicle remains reliable for years to come. On this topic, I will say that it seems like the CP4 pump issues can be a little bit overblown. There are plenty of people that have clocked hundreds of thousands of miles, 500,000 miles even, on the original factory CP4 pump. However, yes, it is still a weak point in the system, and to address it, it would be to install a CP3 pump or the bypass kit from White Bread. On Mk6 TDIs, it is possible if the accessory belt fails and falls off in some way, for it to get lodged in the timing belt and cause timing belt failure and cause catastrophic damage. Two items you can do to resolve this issue is to replace the accessory belt when you're replacing the timing belt, and at that same time, replace the clutch on the alternator. If the alternator clutch binds up in some way, it can cause the accessory belt to fall off. And on top of that, you can install the ID Parts lower timing cover. This replaces the plastic lower timing cover with a metal one to ensure that even if it were to fall off, it's not going to get into the timing belt. The topic of tuning and deleting emission systems in these cars is indeed a touchy subject, primarily due to legal regulations and warranty implications. It's important to emphasize that any modifications to emission systems are strictly for off-road use only, and should not be performed on vehicles intended for road use. That said, tuning and deleting emission systems on Mk6 TDIs can offer several potential benefits. These modifications result in improved power output, enhanced fuel efficiency, and an increase in overall reliability by removing finicky emissions components. One of the most significant advantages is that, removing the DPF and the EGR. These components, while designed to reduce emissions, rob performance and fuel economy. They also cause reliability concerns, particularly as the vehicle ages. However, it's crucial to acknowledge the potential consequences of such modifications. Tuning and deleting emission systems will almost certainly void the vehicle's warranty, leaving you solely responsible for any repairs or issues that may arise. This loss of warranty coverage is often a big consideration for owners. For most, the decision to tune and delete comes after their vehicle's warranty has expired. This allows them to enjoy the peace of mind the warranty coverage offers while it's available, and then have the peace of mind of the delete once the warranty has run out. Ultimately, the decision to tune and delete is a personal one, influenced by factors such as individual driving habits, long-term ownership plans, and budget considerations. While the initial cost of these modifications may be substantial, they can potentially offset future expenses associated with emissions-related part replacement. Depending on how long you own the car, even the fuel economy benefits can outweigh the cost of the tune and delete. It's important for owners to thoroughly research and understand the legal and practical implications of tuning and deleting. By making an informed decision, you can enjoy the benefits of increased performance and reliability while minimizing potential risks. Going through that list of things, it might seem like making a Mk6 TDI last forever might be expensive and difficult, but it's really not. A lot of these things are completely optional, and there are people with completely stock TDIs going well beyond any sort of reasonable mileage. I'm talking 400, 500,000 miles. However, if you want to ensure that yours is as reliable as possible, here's the list of things to do. These vehicles are reliable in their factory design and configuration. I wouldn't hesitate to take one on a road trip around the entire United States. But if you want to ensure that you're going to have the least amount of possible potential issues, this is the list to go through and make sure that you've done each of these. Timing belts on time, all the modifications to ensure everything is good and safe and not going to cause you any headaches. And after it's all done, you've got 55 plus miles per gallon, comfort, good amount of power for a daily. Just enjoy it.